tale of 12 old men, one of whom will fail to impress his peers cause of a team so stale. It's the wrong way roundabouts. It's the wrong way roundabouts.
Andres, how you doing, sir?
I'm pretty good. How are you? I feel like I'm in Times Square.
we got all the video equipment going up. So yeah, we're gonna be recording another video podcast after last week with Jeff Ciavone. That wasn't as bad as I expected. So I think we can make it happen. Andres, this is starting to become a little bit of a tradition, but I need to kick off this episode with yet another apology to you. So Turns out it was quixotic and not chaotic, as I so confidently asserted. Apologies. Your grasp on English pronunciation is better than mine.
Once again, apology accepted.
I appreciate it. I like that you're so kind of magnanimous and, just roll with things, my stupidity throughout the show.
I wouldn't say your stupidity, just here and there, but you bring some really good points.
Well, I would, thank you. I would classify it as stupidity. So look, we got two special guests in the studio with us here. We've got your wife, Mrs. Allison Sayo. Allison, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. And we got my wife, Mrs. Natalie Black. Thank you for joining the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
So I think the most important question to ask first is, were either of you aware that there's a podcast?
Yes.
Yes, I've heard a little about it.
I wasn't sure if maybe Andres was telling you that he's going to play tennis when he's actually coming over here to record.
No, he's telling me. And it seems very long that he's gone, though.
That's John's fault.
It is. It's a little bit my fault. If it were up to Andres, this show would be like 25 minutes long each time, but I tend to run us off into tangents. So apologies for that, for keeping your husband for so long. But I think we're having fun with it.
Yeah, I've heard it's really fun.
All right. So now the follow-up question. Now, Natalie, I know that you have actually listened to the podcast because you've given some criticism, constructive and non-constructive, but criticism. Allison, have you listened to a single episode yet?
I actually haven't listened to it, mostly because I didn't want to criticize it.
Oh, wow, man. But what if it's really good?
Well, then I'll be really happy to listen to it.
Well, you're going to listen to this one, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And I do want to hear Jeff Ciavone's interview too. So
Yes. So you didn't listen to the Jeff Ciavone interview?
Not yet.
He had quite a lot to say. So now, Allison.
Well, yeah, he talked about how he knew Eminem and Kid Rock.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that.
Yeah, he was quite familiar with them. So you guys hung out with Jeff Ciavone when he was in the neighborhood, right?
Yeah, we were friendly. We definitely hung out here and there.
I never had that pleasure. So Allison, between the two of us, we've got over 104,000 followers on Instagram.
How many?
Oh, wow.
How many?
It's between the two of us, 104,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
So this is, I would guess we are the two largest social media titans within the Thorngate neighborhood, except for David Cohn.
Yeah, I have heard there are a couple people who have a decent following in the neighborhood, but I don't think anyone overtakes 104,000.
Who else? Who have you heard? Who's
I
got
think
a decent following?
Carolina, she has a large Facebook following, or TikTok, maybe it's TikTok. She's got some following for her mom and family.
Yeah, she had that George Tanaki guy repost her top video that time.
Is this the guy from Star Trek?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a celebrity, I suppose.
George Takei, he's famous.
Is he? Is he still famous?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty sure he checked me out at Home Depot the other day. All right, maybe we're sliding out the ranks. All right, Carolina Kasky is more famous than we are. David Cohn.
No, I think she would take subjection to that. Maybe more than you, she would say.
No, I don't think so, but maybe a little, I don't know. I've heard she has a following.
Okay, I do see when I see Carolina's post on Facebook, they're sponsored. I've never seen a post like that where there are advertisements directly underneath her post. I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, you monetize your Facebook once you have a certain number of followers, and then you can have like ads underneath them. So she's making some money off of the ads now that she has a check mark or that she's a public figure on the Facebook.
So do you do that? Because I see Domestic Superhero as a company page, but you seem to have your own separate page that's not monetized.
So, Domestic Superhero, which is my website, I have social media platforms for all different social media, and Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they're all monetized. So once you hit a certain level of followers, they can be monetized. And then the more traffic you get to those social media platforms, you can get paid different incentives.
So what's your main one? If you had to shut
For
down
social media?
Yeah.
Probably Instagram at this point. So I have over 270,000 followers on Facebook, but Facebook, it used to be really good and the algorithm changed a lot and now it's not as good. So the thing with social media is it always goes in waves, ups and downs. So you can never rely on that as a source of income for me. Like that's what I've always told people. I've done conferences, coached people for social media, but I always say, do not put your eggs in one basket with social media because it fluctuates too much. So seeing someone like Carolina put her investment into Facebook is a little worrisome because it goes in such fluctuation, but I don't think she's relying on that as her job. So
Yeah. Now, Andres and I have seen that too. We've seen some of the changing algorithms for
Yeah.
social media.
yeah,
So
it changes all the time. So right now I think Instagram's the best for me, but it could be TikTok next week. You never know.
do you post all the same content on every platform?
Different content on different platforms. The algorithm's different. So for example, on Facebook, I post 12 times a day, different static posts. And then I also post reels. Whereas on Instagram, I'll post like one reel per day and then stories. So you just have to kind of figure out what works for your business and your followers.
And on TikTok, are you posting videos of you like eating Tide Pods and wrecking bathrooms?
No, but I kind of dropped off TikTok like the last year just because I got bored with it. But it can be good. And like I never made that much money off TikTok, so it didn't have a big incentive for me to post. And my number one viral video is of a food processor shredding cheese. So that's like, I mean, I guess it's entertaining for people, not for me. So it's a little boring. So yeah.
I feel like that sums up TikTok in a nutshell.
It's very random and it's the most random things that go viral. So people are like, oh, that was you. And I'm like, it has nothing to do with my business. And yeah, I was.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Natalie. You, as far as I'm aware, don't have a large cult social media following. Maybe do you have an OnlyFans?
I don't know.
Don't tell him.
Wait and see.
If you did have one, would I at least get a free subscription?
No.
Is this something you would consider? I know you've talked at this point, now that the kids are getting older, you're open to getting a job. OnlyFans, some sort of social media. Would you want to manage the wrong way roundabouts?
No.
You can cash the checks. There's lots of things that I should be doing that I don't do. So I need help.
That's true. Well, you know how to do the laundry now.
That's true.
I could go back to work.
Do you think that if I post videos of me doing the laundry on TikTok, that potentially, I guess it depends on the algorithm, right? If that's going to get any views.
I think there's a lot of men who do laundry. So I don't know. It might not be that original.
I'm actually, having retold that story since it came out in the podcast, it would appear I am the only man in the neighborhood that is not doing laundry.
Yeah.
I had it made. Thank you, Natalie.
You're
You
welcome.
had a maid or it maid?
Both.
Where's there we go. I had that one just queued up right there. Well done, Andres. All right. So Allison, how long has Domestic Superhero been going for?
Since 2012, I started it as a hobby and I used to just post recipes on Facebook as I would make them. And people were like, start a blog. And I was like, no, that's not for me. And then after like a year of doing that, I was like, you know what, we're moving. Maybe I will just start putting stuff on a website. So I did. And after 2 years, I was making more than I was making at my full-time job. So I quit my job and I did that full-time.
So I read your About Us page on Domestic Superhero. So the job you're referring to, you were like a live-in.
Well, not at that point. I was a house manager,
Okay.
but through college, I was a live-in nanny, and I had to learn how to cook to feed this family of 4 that I was a live-in nanny for. So I was 18. I had no idea how to cook. So
You were like a laundry expert.
oh yeah, laundry expert for sure. Lots of laundry and lots of cooking. So, and I had to feed not only the kids, but the parents as well. So I watched lots of cooking shows and read lots of cookbooks and just taught myself how to cook. And then, just continued on doing that. So
Okay.
yeah.
So you learned the skills that you later applied to Domestic Superhero
Yes.
by panic cooking through your family of 4.
Exactly.
Because at least in your About Us, you're like, I knew how to cook like one dish.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, I knew how to boil spaghetti and bake like chicken breast.
Is that us?
No, I think
I feel like Natalie is like a meal planner and she
Yeah.
cooks meals for you.
I'd say I follow recipes.
You do
Honestly.
follow recipes.
Yeah.
But there are some nights where you're like, you know what, John, I've done your laundry for 17 years. You can make your own dinner.
That's what we did tonight.
It is. Well, we had a frozen pizza.
Yep.
It was good.
Because the kids were gone. And I was like, well, I'm not cooking just for 2 of us. So
Yeah.
What's your favorite frozen pizza, Allison, as a
Oh.
professional here?
I don't know. I like the ones that are like the Detroit rectangle shape ones.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like DiGiorno. Maybe it's like there's one Motor City pizza that I've seen lately that's good. It's like frozen and it's like the Detroit style. I like that.
So can you state for the record in front of the jury here at the deposition that when you're cooking on Domestic Superhero, you're not just pulling something out of a freezer bag and heating it. It's all
Definitely
actually
not.
cooked by you.
Yeah, it's all cooked by me and the recipes are tested. So not only is it like, oh, it's not, I just made this for dinner. It's I actually tested these recipes and made sure that they taste good, that they're well balanced. And this is the actual recipe with the ingredient list written down.
Now you're a vegetarian, right?
Yes.
Do you
Well, I'm a pescatarian.
Okay, so you'll eat fish.
Yes.
Do you share this with your audience freely, or
do.
you want them to think that you eat anything?
No, I definitely share it. And I comment in a lot of the recipes, depending on when they were written, you know, what I was eating, if I had a different eating style, like if I was on a diet, if I was trying to eat more healthy or low carb or whatever, like I've commented that. But a lot of times with SEO now, like they don't want personal stories inside of blog posts. It's more like we want to go and we want to see the facts and more like that. So a lot of that content has been taken out over the years because I go back and revise posts.
Now that you brought up SEO, what was that? You had one recipe that was like top 2 in Google or something like that, right? Or that was the top hit, right?
Yes. Air
What was
fryer chicken wings was my number one recipe for a very long time.
What was
and
the number one hit search on Google?
on Google. Yeah.
So how do you guys, because Andres is also a pescatarian, or you?
Yeah, I guess kind of, sort
Okay.
of now.
So how do you guys test recipes for success if you guys can't eat the recipes? Chicken wings. What are you doing with the chicken wings? Who's the validator that it was a good recipe?
Sometimes for recipes like that, we will try them. Like we will sacrifice like our vegetarianism in the hopes that the recipe is good. And then I also have friends that test them for me. So
Whenever there's excess food, like, yeah, she'll bring it to her Zumba classes
Yeah.
or
you might
she give it to the
actually
neighborhood.
recall that I used to post in our neighborhood Facebook group all the time, different food to give away.
I've seen that you're giving away food, but I assume that the food that you're giving away has been pre-tested. I assume you've already signed off
Yes.
on it.
Yes.
It's more so like I ate the chicken wings.
Right.
I went to confessional, and now somebody else can eat the rest of them.
Exactly. Like if you don't mind having a cake with one slice gone, you can have this cake.
All right. Very good. Andres, when Allison first started doing the social media and she was like, I think I'm going to start a food blog. Were you a dismissive, horrible husband? You're like, this is never going to take off. Get a real job, damn it. Or,
No, I was very supportive.
You thought
Because
she-
it started as like a hobby. It was like
Yeah.
in the evenings and then it picked up
Yeah,
steam.
I was never not working, to be clear. Like I was working 60 hours a week at the job I had when we moved here when my kids were very little.
John's just trying to stir the pot for the audience. Don't
Yeah,
worry about
but
it.
no, I was working. And then when I would come out of work, I would spend hours like on my website and then hoping that, you know, it would build up. And it did. Luckily, my work paid off because it was a lot of really long hours up to that point.
for the website, the editing, I mean, obviously you're doing all the cooking. Well, I say that. You are doing
Yeah.
all the cooking.
Mhm.
Right, okay.
I actually do everything. I've never hired out anything for my website.
That's what I was going to
Yeah.
ask.
And so through the course of developing my website, I've learned photography, videography, editing, how to cook, you know, social media, everything. I've learned everything from the bottom up. So
Okay. I'm impressed. So how do we hire you to grow the wrong way roundabouts into the next social media cult following? You have courses?
I don't have any courses. No, I do private coaching and I've spoken at conferences, like I said, but I can give you tips. So
But you're
I'm
gonna send our link out to all your followers on
Yes.
Instagram, right?
yes, that's what he said. Yes.
And I appreciate that. I'm curious to see how much crossover there is between the domestic superhero audience and whatever it is that we are doing here. So I'm often not sure what we classify this as.
Yeah.
It's something. It's something. So Natalie, are you keeping up with Allison's domestic superhero recipes? Have you cooked anything Allison has made on domestic superhero? Can you validate this as a customer?
I have looked at it. I've got it saved, but no, I haven't tried anything yet.
Oh, wow.
Brutal.
Well, this got awkward. If you were going to
You
start
made it awkward.
Jerry Springer over here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
my job, if you were to start your own cooking recipe, if you're like, fuck, I could do this. I'm going to take over Allison and Carolina. Maybe not the wrong way roundabouts, but I'm going to start my own food blog. What would you put on there? What are your recipes that you think could make the cut?
I don't know. Well, I'd make you a lot of soup. You like
Oh,
soup?
did you listen to last week's episode?
Yeah, I did.
All the way through.
Yeah.
He talked about his love for soups.
Yeah. Well, I know his love for,
Yeah.
for soup. So
That's a good start. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
make a lot of soup, a lot of pasta stuff.
We should try this. And I can promote your Instagram on Wrong Way Roundabouts. There's somewhere between 20 to 30 listeners.
I guess though the what I make is just somebody else's recipe. Are you making your own, or are you
Yes.
reusing
No.
somebody?
So
Yeah.
I create and test the recipes
Right.
myself. So if you were to start a website with recipes you're making from other people's websites, then essentially you shouldn't be posting the actual recipe. You should maybe post like a review of the recipe
Right.
with a link to that person's website. Otherwise, you might
I
get
have
in a
no
little trouble.
no original content.
Yeah, you need original content.
What I mean, can't we just lie here? Is there like a code of ethics?
Yeah, there is.
This is one of those. How would they know? Like I also came
Well,
up with this cookie
yeah.
recipe.
People might not know, especially if you don't get traffic like on your site, then no one's going to see it. But if you do, and then someone sees it, then yeah, you can get sued. You can get in trouble for that. You can get in trouble for copyright infringement. You can get in trouble with Google. If you post it on social media, you can get banned like on Facebook and Instagram. So there are some consequences.
I could see getting banned from the social media platforms. I'm not a lawyer. I'm always happy to make legal complete guesses. But I can't imagine that you can copyright a recipe.
Well,
It's like an intellectual property.
yeah,
Something like that.
it's an IP issue. So someone could fight you on it. It has been done for sure.
Is there like a meta community of influencers that you have access to where you guys frankly talk about like the frauds that are
yeah, for sure. I mean, there's tons of like blogging groups. There's tons of different platforms where like bloggers chat and this and that. And, you know, at this point in my blogging career, since it's been such a long time, like I'm in those groups with a lot of people who have successful websites. So you do see a lot of smaller sites that are coming in and just trying to monetize. Also, there are two very big ad networks which monetize food blogs. And if they see that someone is copying these recipes, they won't monetize them because they don't want to jeopardize the bigger traffic blogs.
So this is like big food blog pulling the strings.
Yeah.
And if you get in trouble with the two big food blogs, you're done.
Well, the ad networks, yeah.
The ad networks.
Yeah.
So, and obviously not asking how much you make, though you're welcome to share it if you like. But how do you primarily make money? Is it from the advertising on the?
Sure. So like anything, it goes in waves,
Yeah.
like I said. But yeah, the majority of my income comes from ad revenue, which once you hit a certain traffic level, you can monetize through different ad networks. So I have the highest elite ad network right now.
Yeah.
I've gone back and forth between a couple of different ones to see which one makes me more money. And the one I'm with now, I'm very happy with. So they probably make 70% of my revenue at this point. And then
is that page views, clicking on an ad on the site?
no. So old school ads, you used to have to click on them actually to get revenue. You know, Google AdSense, you got to click on the ad and then you make a couple pennies if someone clicks on the ad. But now it's just off of like if you're scrolling. So you scroll down a website and just having that impression gets you revenue. So the more traffic you get to your site, the more eyes on your site, the more revenue that you get.
So what tier will Andres and I be in? We had 52 streams last week. Is that gold?
Well, I think so. I would say like my average like CPM right now. So per 1,000 visits or impressions right now, I think I make like $52 per 1,000. So you
Okay.
can do the math on that.
So what's 1,000 divided by 50, Andres?
220?
20? So we could make, I don't know. I don't even know if you're right, but it doesn't sound, I'm going to have to
20.
I'm gonna have to unsend an email I sent earlier. I thought this business was more profitable.
Well, and I'll say too, like even to get that kind of CPM, you have to have a lot of traffic already. So if you're only getting like 100 views or something per day, like to your website, you're not going to be able to monetize with these bigger companies that can get you more ad revenue. You would be monetizing with like Google AdSense, which is probably like 25 cents per 1,000.
Yeah, it's
something.
tiered.
It's
So
like
the
nothing.
higher,
yeah,
the more listeners we get, then the more money we make per listener. You know,
per
Kind of
ad.
like-
Mhm.
so when we get to 2 million listeners, we can hit that gold level or whatever.
Yeah.
So
that
we
would
only
be
have
good.
1,900,000
Well,
something to go.
Don't be negative. Like I said, we've got
No.
104,000 Instagram followers
Well, we
between
gotta-
the two of us.
Yeah, we got to start somewhere. I'm being positive. So do we have an Instagram page, or just, you talking about your personal one?
You know what's funny? We did have an Instagram page. This is a true story. And Allison, you and I had talked about this at the pool party, and I'd made sure all of our socials are registered for when we strike it big. And then I logged into the Wrong Way Roundabouts podcast Gmail account today and found out our Instagram account had been banned.
What was the reason?
I don't know, because I hadn't posted anything. It said something about content guidelines.
Was it like a hacking email? Was it actually from Instagram?
Yeah, it was actually from Instagram because I logged into our account and my account was banned and I appealed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Mark Zuckerberg, if you were one of the 52 listeners, take a look at that, because I don't think I did anything wrong. I have not posted a single thing on Instagram. Perhaps somebody on Instagram has listened to the podcast and was like, we don't want anything to do with this. I don't know. But yeah, we've been banned. So no, I don't have Instagram.
It's strange.
Still have TikTok. So Andres,
All right, I'll get on the social media stuff. Pick up Steam.
Clearly I'm not good at it, right? I've already gotten one of our main accounts banned and I've done literally nothing with it.
Maybe that's the problem. You got to do something.
Well, he's running the website. When is that going to go live?
I'm going to try to get that up tonight, actually.
After that's good.
Yes.
Good timing.
Yeah, if I get some time after this. My other job, the one that I was going to quit, is well, I'm not, that was a joke.
Okay, Natalie just opened her eyes real wide.
Yeah, Natalie's like, you better not be quitting that. I'm not going to deal with 70 cents of revenue per episode. Keep in mind that 70 cents, I got to split it with this guy too.
Don't forget you got to pay taxes on it too.
Yeah, 35 cents. At the very least, I'll be in the lowest tax bracket.
Yeah.
That'll be helpful. We should run the numbers and see if that's sustainable. Do you want to look into that?
No.
So yes, Andres, if you could take over the socials, that's good. I'm not doing well. I've gotten one account banned and I've done nothing with it. We still have TikTok. We still have YouTube. Jeff Ciavone's YouTube video is blowing up.
Oh, wow.
43
Wow.
views on Jeff Ciavone's.
That's probably just his family.
No, it's actually not.
him.
Because I looked at the analytics. I'm sure Allison would know more about this. Do you have a YouTube
I
channel?
do, yeah. But I don't utilize YouTube like I should.
Okay. There's an analytics page and it will tell you who, like the city that your listeners have come from when they watch the video. Every single viewer of the YouTube video of Jeff Ciavone is from Cumming.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I'm not even sure if Jeff Ciavone has listened to his own podcast. We sent him the link.
He was pretty eager to hear it, so I think he did.
Maybe he did and he didn't like how he sounded. I don't know.
We love you, Jeff.
We do. I thought you did great, Jeff. We'll have you back on for sure. So yeah, we've got YouTube blowing up. That's our second biggest platform. Like you say, your primary is Instagram. Ours is probably Apple Podcast. But then we got YouTube in the tens of views. I did find out, Andres, you're supposed to add the Spotify and Apple Music, Apple Podcast metrics together. Spotify does not include the Apple Podcast.
Yeah, I knew that. That's why I kept asking you what the Apple Podcast listens were.
Oh, all right. Well, then we have like twice as many listeners as
I've
been quoting.
It was like 60 or 70, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which feels odd. Who are these people?
Well, we got 12 in the league, probably 6 of the wives, Elijah, Asher, Weston.
David.
I feel like every time I run into David, I'm like, hey, David, you listen to the episode? He's like, who are you? I'm like, I'm John. You've been in my basement. That's going to get clipped, isn't it?
Clearly he doesn't remember that.
Yeah. So I don't know. We potentially have up to 70 listeners. I don't know where they're coming from. It's concerning in some ways. All right. So thank you guys for joining us. So since you, Allison, have not listened to the podcast at all, Natalie, you will be familiar with this, but generally the format for this is we'll do a little bit of introductions and then we'll roll right into neighborhood news, then local news, and then national news, and then some sort of wrap up. There's not a lot going on in our neighborhood though. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've got a
Wait, before we continue, we can give Natalie a little bit of the floor. You said you might come back to the workforce, or were those you guys were joking?
No, I talked to Christina Engstrom about maybe doing what she's doing, working at the school cafeteria thing.
I also was telling about that. I didn't even know.
But I
What do we have here?
My. Surprise, surprise.
Well, isn't this completely unexpected? Hold on, let me deal with this.
What a surprise. Hey.
Oh.
So, Mr. Teague, your only problem is going to be There's no way to do an in-ear monitor with this, so you're just going to have to listen to us in person.
That's fine. That's fine. We can do that.
So maybe you can explain to our fine guests here what we'll be doing.
Good evening, everybody. My name is JT. I am your host with the most. Little did you know, you guys are on a surprise edition of the Newlywed Game tonight on the podcast, on the Wrong Way Roundabout podcast.
So, John, I do have. You can sit here on that fine bench. I'm going to get back on the microphone. You can sit here on that fine bench. You're, of course, welcome to work the room. And
I'm going to have to roam here a little bit, I believe.
But we're going to have you on the camera feed over here as well. But feel free to roam. So what are we doing here, Mr. T? Why the hell are you in my basement?
It was apparently I did such a good job interviewing with the tennis crew that I was invited to be a special host tonight for the Newlywed Game. John and I had spoken about it, and it got brought up this week. So here we are. We're going to add a little spice and flavor to this week's episode.
I don't know what he's talking about, Andres.
This
is
spicy.
Don't blame this on me. I didn't do this.
This is a complete ambush.
Ambush, is that the right word?
Oh, yeah, I think so. It's fine. I like it.
Were you filibustering for 30 minutes? All right, so here we go. Let's just kick it off and let's knock this out.
So are there rules to this game, Mr. Teague? Are you going to explain what the hell we're actually doing?
Are you guys familiar with the Newlywed Game or the Love and Marriage Game, as some people call it?
Yes.
Have you ever played before?
No.
Like on a cruise or at a, all-inclusive resort, anything like that? Everyone's fresh, but have seen it on TV from...
I'm sure we've seen it at a resort somewhere
Okay.
too, yeah.
All right.
I think.
All right, so here we go. Rules. All spouses will play simultaneously. You are given a whiteboard, which you've been provided for you right in front of you. You will take said marker, and I want you to divide your board, hot dog style, to top and bottom, please. The top part is where you write the answer you think your spouse will give. And the bottom part is what your personal answer is. I know how competitive we are. We've got points tonight on the board. We have high stakes.
Do we want to wager money on this? Which couple will win the Newlywed Game?
Not at 35 cents a listen.
Andres, I think you're a gambler, right? I got $25 on me and Natalie. You want to take me up on that?
No, I'm good.
That's it. All right, so you can't cheat. So here's the only problem. Typically with this game, you guys are facing back to back. So that way you can't communicate with your eyes and telepathically. Or show Allison your board just like you're doing right now on the camera. That's not going to work. So, all right, you guys ready to get started? Let's go. Table stakes, $25 a game. Is that what we're playing, John? I like that.
This is round one.
Yes, round one, question one. Where was your first date?
So now in this, obviously, too, we're only writing one answer here because it has to match, right?
Correct.
Wait.
So nothing under self.
Yeah, this one's just a single
Yes,
answer,
this
so we
is
just use the top part of the board.
We're starting off. We're putting the training wheels are on. They will come off in no time. Don't you worry about that.
Allison, this is why we only have 60 listeners, because we don't think these things
All
through.
right, we're going to work the room here a little bit. See how we feeling. Okay, I like that. How are we feeling? Everybody pretty good here?
Good.
That
Yeah,
sounds like a
feeling
very Atlanta answer. And okay, all right. Andres, actually, ladies first. Allison, would you like to reveal your answer?
Yes, our first date was in New York City at Starbucks.
Andres, would you concur?
Yeah, there was a Starbucks at Union Square.
I'm gonna
In Union Square.
I'm gonna take that as an acceptable answer.
I'm all right. I'm registering a protest on this. She said Starbucks. He wrote Union
It
Square.
was in Union Square.
It should say Starbucks in Union Square.
We went to Union Square.
She got a
and
to-go
into
coffee and went
Starbucks.
outside.
Okay, my first date was in the United States.
That's
Oh,
not-
dude.
On Earth, in this universe. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna allow that to stand.
Okay.
You can map the Starbucks. It's in Union Square.
Natalie, would you like to reveal your answer to the crowd, please? And feel free to use your video monitors or the microphone now.
That one mine. We went to a movie and to Waffle House.
John, why don't you go ahead and fill us in on what you put?
I thought were we not including Grand Cascades? That's where
That
we
wasn't
met.
a date.
What is Grand Cascades? A neighborhood?
It is a neighborhood.
We played tennis against those
Nah,
dudes.
that's right. That's why it sounds familiar.
That wasn't a date.
No, that wasn't a date.
Well, what?
I was there with
What-
somebody else. That's not a date.
Oh, wow. I told you the
And
training
then-
wheels are coming
and
off
you-
real quick. Here
and
we
you
go.
left with me.
So we have
Thank
one,
you.
right?
You should have, one
Yes.
at that point. Are you going to keep score?
Mr. Teague, there's a board in that bag.
Let's do
if
that.
you would like to keep score
Let's
yourself.
do that. Since I'm going to work the room here and
for costing me $25 now.
yes. All right. So your eraser
Thank
is
you.
conveniently located on top of your pen. Question 2. Well, I can't say that. Don't screw it up this time, John. Here we go. What is your partner's favorite TV show?
Currently or ever?
That's that's what you guys are gonna have to work on there. During your tenure, actually, even before your tenure. I don't know if it's Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Price is Right. Allison's still thinking. Let's go ahead and get a jump on this. John, I kind of hung you out to dry on question 1. What do you got here?
My spouse's favorite television show of all time is Beverly Hills 90210.
Oh wait, we have to write the bottom.
No,
Yes.
I was just ready. That was a one. That should be a 1-pointer.
Because the answer
Your
is
partner's
spouse. Yeah.
favorite TV show.
Yeah.
Oh, but they're supposed to guess what yours is too.
Your spouse's favorite TV show.
Oh, yeah. So 1
I,
and 2. Excuse me.
Yes.
We're right. We're
Well,
working
she
on.
saw what he wrote.
I was gonna say that.
Oh, that's cheating.
I can. Everybody knows that's the answer.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
true.
you're like it's been well documented in previous podcasts. What?
So the answers,
I don't even know what my favorite show is.
Natalie's favorite television show of all time is Beverly Hills 90210. My favorite television show of all time, and everybody's favorite television show of all time, should be The Sopranos.
Sopranos. Like I said, that's been very incredibly well documented.
So
What,
2 points.
18 seasons, I believe. Is that right?
The Sopranos?
No, or you watched it 18 times all the way through, or something?
Honestly, I've probably watched it more than that. At least 18 times.
All right, we got
He
two.
said 25 on the pod.
Yeah, I said
25,
at
okay.
least 18 times.
The Zaya family. How would
Go ahead. This is gonna be a miss.
All right.
Let's go, Allison.
I'll
Lead
go,
us
I'll go
off.
first. I'll go first this time.
Oh, okay.
All right. Her favorite show is Lost.
What do we got here? This is a very
What'd
big
you write?
grimace. Okay, all right.
me see.
And what was vice versa? How do we go the other way?
I said your favorite show is Seinfeld.
I was close. I also picked Sopranos, but I was
almost
debating.
put that too.
Okay,
And I
all
almost
right.
put Ted
Wait,
Lasso.
what was your? Oh, Ted Lasso's good.
Not near as salacious
I put
as
Breaking
Natalie
Bad.
leaving with John and from Grand Cascades. We got out of the gate hot.
I want to hear that story. What were you doing in just some random neighborhood? It was like a house party or something.
We'll get back to that.
We'll come back to that.
Okay.
Number 3, your partner's favorite movie. Allison's thinking very hard. Andres is cackling.
He should know mine. This is
Let's go. We're gonna tour the room here.
You'll know it.
Hamilton's in the house. What's up, Hamilton? Are you ready, Allison?
yeah, I'm ready.
All right, Black's going first this time. Are you done, Natalie?
I am.
Black's first this time. I like this. Let's go, ladies again. Natalie, would you like to reveal your answers?
John's favorite movie is Say Anything, and mine is Gone with the Wind.
Bam. That's another 2 for the Black family on
Match.
the board. Well done. Very quickly done. Allison, Andres,
All right.
who would
Andres'
like to
favorite
share?
movie is Fight Club,
You don't talk about that.
and mine is The Wedding Singer.
I was. I should have known that. I put Happy Gilmore.
No, you know that's
Your
not
favorite
it.
movie could be Happy Gilmore?
No,
Well, she loves Adam Sandler.
you know it's The Wedding Singer.
Oh, all right. Well, that's an Adam Sandler movie, so I'm going to give you a half point. You got 1.5.
Do you love me some Adam
That is the
Sandler?
best Adam Sandler.
Right?
Is that
The
where he's
Wedding
wearing
Singer?
Yes.
the Van
So
Halen
good.
t-shirt? He makes the girl give him his Van Halen t-shirt back. That's a
There
good
are
one.
no bad there are bad Adam Sandler movies, but I would personally go with Happy Gilmore. Though The Wedding Singer is great.
It's the best.
My favorite one.
This one would be very tough for my wife because the question is, what is your partner's favorite book? Krista reads a lot and I can't read. So hopefully you guys can do better than me. Playboy may or may not be an acceptable answer. For the record, how long have you two been married, Andres?
14, 13, 14, 2011. 14.
It says 14.
It'll be 14 this year. That's
Natalie's doing the math in her head right now. I didn't ambush her on that one.
17 will be 18 this year.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was trying to think of what my own favorite book is. And I don't know.
Yeah, I have a two-way tie. Just write one. You mean to write both?
I'll give you, if you get one of
What?
the two, I'll give you your other half a point.
This is
What?
we know who John Teague's favorite couple is with the half points and saying you could write 2 answers down.
I mean,
Wow,
listen,
man.
I'm trying to do my man right for later on tonight. So when they leave here, it's not like they don't get into a fight on the ride home. I can't believe you didn't know my favorite book, you know? Natalie, you still going? She's still
I don't
going.
know.
She's still
This is
going.
a tricky one.
Oh, that's That's a deep pull there. All right, blacks are ready. Let's go, John. Lead
This
us
doesn't
off.
sound good if it's deep pulls.
Yeah, lead us off.
I thought I was going to get a freebie here. I thought your favorite book was also Gone with the Wind.
That's what I put.
Okay.
So there's
all right.
one. There's one point. The deep pull here. Would you like to introduce John's favorite book?
No, I wrote Contact.
Oh, that's a good one.
See, that's a deep pull right there. So that's
Yeah.
1 point.
I don't really have a favorite book.
Go ahead, Andres.
All right, you better be spot on here to get you half point.
Allison's favorite book is The Bones.
No, that's not what it's called. But
Okay, see. But
What's
I
it
know,
called?
but I
The
know.
Lovely Bones.
Lovely Bones.
Okay.
It's 3/4 points.
It's PG-13. We can't talk about what lovely bones. We gotta keep it clean.
And then
what
I have a
else?
two-way tie. Animal Farm or Age of Innocence.
Nope. That's a no. I put Andres' favorite book is The Odyssey.
I think the Iliad.
The Iliad, 2001 Space Odyssey. All right, so we got one for each of you. Is that
Wait,
accurate?
Oh, and then mine was The Women.
Oh, women.
Not the lazy bones.
No, not the lazy.
What is it? Lovely, the lovely bones.
Not the lazy bones.
So no points for you
0
guys.
points. Oh,
Your
Can
point.
you give us a count recap?
You're right now. It is 2.5 to 5. You guys
Oof,
got some room
getting
to
smoked.
work here. All right, here's the end of round 1.
Oh, how many rounds are there?
There's a lot of rounds.
There's a few.
14.
We're knocking them out here pretty quick though, and we're gonna go right back to Grand Cascades and play line 5 here. Who was your spouse's first boyfriend or girlfriend?
It was me.
Shh! Don't tell them the answer.
Was-
That's cheating. That's minus half a point.
It's not fair because they started dating in high school. Come on.
We should clarify this to like real. That it kind of isn't. That's kind of a. You know what? Toss that question out. I want you to answer it just for fun, but we're not going to score this one because like your third grade that you.
No, I think we all know what you
I think we
mean.
know, yeah.
Yeah. So, but if y'all have been dating since high school, then that doesn't count.
I am throwing out my third grade
No,
girlfriend
okay.
that I wrote.
You guys
That's what
ready?
I was trying to think of.
Let's go, Allison.
Andres' first girlfriend was Tara,
Mhm.
and mine was Paul.
Oh, I thought it was David.
The Cones.
I thought Paul was your second main boyfriend.
I never dated anyone named David.
That's good. All right. Hey, there's a point. There's 1 point, right?
Yeah.
Yes, 1 point.
1
Yay.
point. 1 point. You guys are catching up slowly, and because the blacks are excused.
Disqualified.
Yeah, excused from that question. That so.
I don't.
Well,
we
the
have
thing-
answers.
They want to get points though. John, I see John's face.
I've kissed other girls.
It's not a relationship.
Congratulations. All right, Natalie, I'm going to let you go with this. This is kind of strange here. This has piqued my interest.
So when you said not the third grade one, so Sam is his high school girlfriend, but I remembered that the elementary, I don't know, whenever she was, her name was Wendy.
Oh my God, that was actually the first answer I wrote was Wendy, but no, I went with Sam. I couldn't remember your first boyfriend,
He was also Justin, so
Right.
it makes it pretty easy.
so
Sam Steams?
Sam Stearns was my girlfriend, and I wrote some asshole.
We can say that
for-
word, asshole.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
fine.
All right, so you get here. You know what? Y'all get you get your another half too. All right, there we go.
Look
So,
at that. Now we got that.
hey, 3.5 to 5.5. Round 2. This is going to be fun. This is where the fight's going to start. Annoying habits.
No.
What's the most annoying thing that your partner does?
Let's
Don't think too hard. You got like 20 seconds.
Do we have to answer for ourselves?
Yeah.
What we think they.
What you think is the most annoying thing
Think
that
about
you do?
yourself.
Yeah, correct. What
That's
do you
a
do to
tough one.
piss him off? Is not an acceptable answer. You can't say that. Everyone's scribbling furiously. Natalie's got a shit-eating grin
Yeah, I
right on
gotta-
her face.
She's gonna write an essay over
Yeah.
here.
She's going to need a new pen by the time this is all said and done.
Wait, what? Mine for her and her for me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do to annoy her, and what is her most annoying? What does she do to annoy you? You got 10 seconds.
Not everyone can be perfect, John. Come on.
Oh, you got exactly. You got 10 seconds.
Look at Hamilton.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. John Black, lead us off.
So the most annoying thing that I do, that I'm like 99% confident Natalie has written this, is I will blow my nose in the shower. So we got 1 point there.
Yeah.
All right, let me mark that.
That was what, yes.
And then I said that nothing you do annoys me. You're perfect. I actually couldn't think of one specific thing. It was a multitude of small.
I said that I interrupt you.
Oh shit! Can I change my?
Kiss ass.
Yeah.
That's minus one for kiss ass.
Do I get a half point?
No,
I
you
did
do
say
not.
that you blow your nose in the
You
show.
do not.
All right.
Allison, let's go.
Okay, I said Andres' most annoying thing is his snoring.
Oh, baby.
Nailed it.
And, well, you tell me mine.
That you can drive aggressively sometimes.
I thought that after the fact. I just said be gone at Zumba.
That's funny. I like that.
Let me make a show note here to go back to driving aggressively later.
There's a tangent. I've got a great tangent. When we were like 4 or 5 drinks in, because Allison was driving us to trivia at the Black Diamond Grill one night, and I swear I was sober by the time I got there. I was in the back seat hanging on for dear life. So, pickier eater. Which one of you is the pickier eater? This should be a layup for both of you.
So this is another one where we're only filling out the top 7.
Yes, this is you're picking. Yes, one answer only.
So just rate who's more picky.
Yes,
Correct. You guys have to match, obviously, but just one. Hamilton's not. I think he'll eat anything you put in front of him, and he's psyched for his dog chow every day, probably twice a day.
We almost killed Hamilton once. We fed him a piece of steak and he choked on it. That's a true story.
Oh.
Yeah, it was very scary, but he did not die.
Did you do the Heimlich?
I actually did. Yes, I really did. I grabbed his like little tiny 5-pound rib cage. He did not like it, but he survived.
All right, we go.
Let's go.
Allison.
That's a win.
It's tough though,
All
because
right.
I don't
Blacks.
think we're either of us are
Me.
picky.
All right,
Natalie.
there's one and one. That was the easy one. That was a layup.
Yeah, I agree. Neither one's picky, but she's pickier. It's just the relativism.
Pickier eater. Let's go with which one of your partner's exes do they remember most fondly? I'm going to say Sam Stearns or Wendy or Tara.
You didn't know Sam.
I liked her.
I didn't.
That one's, you know what? While we're here, you can drop an edit marker out. We're going to throw that one out too because you guys have been dating since you were like 11.
it's like
So
same
that's,
person.
we were about to tee off round number 3 of 4. We're in the last half mile here. This is where it's going to get good. As of right now, I've got 5.5 for the Zayas, and then I've got 7.5 for the Blacks.
I like the 0.5 scores. So can you recap for the audience here, Mr. T? We're in round 3 of 4. We're about to enter.
Yes, welcome back to the love and marriage game with the Zaya family and the Black family. As of right now, the Zaya family has a small amount to catch up to the Blacks. They are at 5.5 points, and the Black family is at 7.5 points. We are doing half points based on my discretion and the fact that this is the first game show I've ever hosted. Round
Do we get to
3,
give you points?
sir.
Do we give you points? I'll make some notes.
If you would like to.
All right.
I'll take all the help I can get. All right, let's bring it down an octave. Round 3, sexy time. Where is the craziest place you've ever made love? The two of you.
So this is again a single answer, just the top part of the board.
Yes, you have to match. And Natalie's off to the races again. Oh, now she's erasing frivolously.
Unless, were you thinking of somebody else?
Where is the craziest place you've ever made love?
Can I go ahead and preemptively call out that the Zayas can't say New York?
Union Square?
Yeah, like it
Earth?
needs to be
What was it?
needs
Earth?
to be more specific.
He's a hater.
Were they strategizing while I was upstairs? Were they viewing the questions?
You left Natalie and I down here, and I'm afraid I'm just going to be the answer on question number 4. So, I mean, is everybody ready?
I'm ready, sir.
Natalie, she started fast, and then
Parents. Hot tub.
okay, we're on the board.
No? Oh.
We did it in the back of the van at
We did.
Avalon.
Wow.
The van that we
Nice.
we ride in the back of to go to trivia.
That's why the battery's not working.
Why did well? I was going to
Yeah,
ask
running
how
too long.
was that a just a passionate moment for you two, or did y'all have a few and then couldn't wait to get home? How did that come about?
I don't remember. Wasn't this when the Avalon was like first built?
It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like in this construction area, and it was like, oh, look, all this room that we've got now in this van.
And
How romantic.
I think I had just bought you the van.
You did.
And I'm like, how about for this van?
That was
You do something
one of
nice
the
for me.
agreements was you buy me a van, we have sex in it.
I will tell you though.
Christy, I'm coming home.
Now, for anybody listening, it was not really all it was cracked up to be.
It's
It was
very
like,
uncomfortable.
yeah, your knees rubbing against like the carpet and stuff. It's one of those things that sounds great, like a hot tub. Frankly, that was another kind of negative experience, but it doesn't really work for that. Anyway, moving on.
Next couple.
I
Andres, I'm
don't
gonna
think we've
let
done
you.
anything too crazy. I used to have an apartment with roommates, and we used to do it in the pull-out couch all the time, even though there's no privacy.
Did you pull out on the couch?
No.
Can I say that?
I said someone else's house.
That's like Earth or in America. You gotta.
Well,
All right.
that was his house though, so that's not the same, I guess.
Are they getting a half point?
No one's getting any points on that because
Okay.
that was boring as hell.
That was a goose
Do
egg.
you have a good one,
Do I have a good one?
or do you want to wait till Christy's back or is on?
Oh, I'll let her write her note at the top of the board and see if we match on the next rendition of this game. So
Sequel.
we played actually on our honeymoon and won.
You were the newlyweds
We were.
because they do the newlyweds. They do like a couple is married for like 10 to 15 years,
Yep.
and then they do like the old people.
Yep.
And the joke is always the old people are raunchy and inappropriate, right? Isn't that the general theme? of the
Yes,
show?
normally,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, they had like the back of the van or like at Area 51 where like crazy places that they had, where they were doing it. So, all right. Who is your partner's number one celebrity hall pass? Allison takes the lead on this one. She's did not hesitate.
I feel like we're gonna have some problems on my end for this one. It's like there's a number of girls.
Is that yours or hers?
Are we answering for both?
Oh, we have to put our own, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know about the Zayas. I have a different celebrity hall pass than Natalie does.
I was
Maybe
hoping
you-
so because I'm sitting here looking at it and you're not wrong.
Okay, we're back
but-
to two answers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. What's yours and what do you believe?
I'm not
Allison's is?
ready. I have to restart.
Natalie's is easy. I got this one on
Natalie's
I
on-
know
Natalie,
hers.
are you on the books? Are you on the books here? You ready to go?
I'm ready.
Let's go. We'll go with the blacks here first. Actually, John, lead us off. Let's see what you got.
So hers, this is not even a question. It's Hugh Jackman. And actually, Hugh Jackman's in my top 10. I got to be honest with you. He's a good looking guy. Who's you
Two
right for mine?
exclamation marks, Hugh
Lawrence
Jackman.
Pugh.
Got it.
You just talked about that with the pod too. I do that.
I'm sorry that I'm open about my celebrity crushes.
That's it or not, actually. Natalie's really excited about Hugh
You know,
Jackman.
I met Hugh Jackman.
I
Natalie.
know. I'm jealous.
How did you meet Hugh Jackman?
At a
New York.
Starbucks.
In Starbucks.
Union Square?
It actually
On
wasn't
Earth.
Union
I
Square,
thought that was the
but
Upper West.
It was the Upper West, yeah.
Allison, are you ready?
All right, I'm gonna say Andres's is Adriana Lima, and you can go ahead. Who you think is mine?
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my God. No, I just put the actor who plays Thor.
Oh.
Who's that?
Chris Hemsworth,
Sure.
Hemsworth,
I
that guy?
don't really have one. I don't know.
number
Not-
2.
So we got 1 point for who?
Who did you put?
Adriana Lima?
Ryan
Who
Reynolds.
is that?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was that one guy
Wait, Andres put Ryan Reynolds?
that did that bank
Yes.
heist movie,
Yeah.
but I forgot his name.
Clive Owen.
Clive Owen.
I thought about him too, but he's like old now.
Right, that's why I didn't write him.
Yeah. Anyway.
See, but we know each other.
Yeah.
I originally was going to go with Scarlett Johansson. And then I thought, no, Florence Pugh is now like the newer, hotter Scarlett
I don't even know who
Johansson.
that is.
She's
Who?
Black Widow's sister in the Marvel movies.
This is when you were on the pod. I remember this story.
Well, I was halfway paying attention. I'm trying to host.
Like,
And
because
then-
you had the Remus picture come up, maybe you get distracted.
Oh, yeah. That's
No,
right. Uncle
you're
Remus.
talking about the new Marvel movie. She's in that new Marvel movie.
I also briefly entertained Natalie, the girl from that movie, The Substance. I can't remember her name now. Margaret Qualley. That's her name.
See, when I say that, and they're like, "Oh,
Okay, yeah.
who was the other one that someone said the other day? Sydney Sweeney or something?"
Oh,
And
yeah.
I had to Google her. I had no clue, and everybody called me. They said I was a liar. I think Robbie said I was Pinocchio.
I think
He
that
was in what's that show?
Euphoria.
Yeah, Euphoria. Yeah.
Here we go. What physical feature of yours does your partner like the best? What do you think your best attribute is that your wife loves?
physical attribute.
Yes, and vice versa.
Wait.
What is your favorite thing about Andres physically?
So I put that under self. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
And
got
then
it.
what do you think yours is that he likes?
Okay.
How do you think he will answer? We're racing. John's ready. John's in. Final answer. Locked it down.
I drew a picture to go along with mine.
That's even. Oh, hey, that might be a half a point for creativity.
This is how they're going to win, just by creative answers.
Natalie, I think it's been a second since you've gotten us well, I was going to say gotten
That's
us
what she
off,
said.
but hey now, gotten us going here. Here we go.
Oh, I think John said my boobs.
I did say your boobs. That's not a
It
hard
says,
one to guess.
I like her boobs.
And then I think you would say my butt.
I do like your butt, but I said your face.
Oh. Can we get a half point?
No.
For sweet? No, all right.
And Absolutely not.
That's actually a lot of features on your face.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that's taking
That
up
was
a
a
lot of
little
it.
broad.
Whatever.
Your Union Station.
How does that
and
feel?
Right.
Starbucks is your nose. McDonald's is your mouth. Zayas, lead us off.
Go ahead, Andres.
Andres.
I like her eyes. What?
Okay.
And I think you like my arms.
Okay.
What is that? Let me see.
Yes, I need a picture of that. Wait, actually, can we document that for the camera, please?
I will take that all day. You can call the game right now. I don't care.
That is a win.
So for our audio only Spotify podcasters, it was in fact not Allison's eyes. It was her boobs. And then it was not Andres' muscular arms. You do have nice arms.
It was
by the way.
Andres' eye.
Years of playing tennis. It was Andres'
Other arm.
yeah, his third
The
arm,
tripod.
the baby arm, based on that picture.
It's a shot. Andres takes the win away from that one, though. So
Yeah, well, I'm gonna keep Natalie away from you, Andres.
All right, so 1 for the Black family, 0 for the Zays, even though Andres is super pumped right about now. So let's see. We're going to move on to round 4 here. Neighborhood hypotheticals.
Oh no. We're gonna get canceled.
If your partner died and they had to remarry someone in Thorngate, who would they choose?
Oh my God. Who would they choose, or who would you want them to choose?
I'm going to let you
Well, so
interpret
the
that
other
one.
person's spouse would also have to be dead.
Not necessarily. Divorce,
Or-
separation.
yeah, yeah.
We've seen some pretty wild shit around
Right.
here.
Or make it happen. Hell, we have. That'll be Legends of
Oh,
Thorngate
yeah.
neighborhood.
I mean,
Yeah, this is a weird one.
This is not
It
good.
happened to the people in the cul-de-sac down over there. I'll just be quiet. If your partner died and they had to remarry someone in Thorngate, who would they choose? Not who would you want them to choose. It's who would they choose?
But whoever we choose is gonna get weirded out. That's the problem.
You can abstain. If you're soft.
I'm gonna get points.
Soft.
You're not choosing for yourself. You're saying, who do you think your partner would chase after?
Okay. Let me say it a little easier.
Yeah. That way it's a hypothetical. If you were just like, I've always lusted
because
after
you have
Kim
to-
Cone.
You have to put
Yeah, I
who
have
you
to
would
see
pick
what-
yourself.
No.
Yeah, you have to put who you would put yourself.
So I am choosing in my bottom section of the board, I'm writing who I think Natalie's going to go after.
No,
That's how I'm interpreting it.
no.
How are you
There's
interpreting
two
the question?
There's 2 answers. Your spouse
I
should be
know.
on the top. Who is your spouse going to pick on the top? And at the bottom, who you would pick, because that's who your spouse is picking for you.
So the top of the board is the spouse's answer, right? So in my case, Natalie is my spouse. I think she's going to, I'm not going to say it right now, but she is going to pick somebody that she thinks I would chase after if she died. I would write that answer in the top.
Okay.
We can make it work.
Yeah, we can make it work.
It's either you guys are on the right track.
Choose a man and a woman, and we'll sort out the rest through the power of technology.
Natalie, are you ready to go?
Yes.
Let's do it.
I said, well, I think John would pick Megan. No. Oh.
I chose Andres. I actually did. And then it's like not even a question. Obviously, both of the girls are going after Crispin.
I didn't think about it.
I'm not sure that we even have to be dead for this to happen.
I said Matt.
Matt Engstrom?
Engstrom?
Oh, okay.
All right. I'm
0
finishing,
points.
Sorry.
0.
So the top is who you're. Let me see your board. Oh, you erased it already.
Well, here we go.
So that Andres would be Natalie's.
No, in this case,
Andres would be John's.
Oh.
John picked
John switched
Andres for
teams.
himself.
I did.
But we got it
Okay.
figured out.
Okay, go ahead.
Andres,
All right.
we've got him rattled. We've got everybody rattled in the room.
You would pick Natalie for me. And I would
Recency
pick
bias.
JT for you.
She doesn't seem pleased about that answer
I'm
at all.
surprised you would say
I could
that.
not think of anybody.
I couldn't either. Anyway, I said Christina E for you, Christina Engstrom for you, and I said no one. I'd stay single.
Oh,
I would. I'd
See,
be
I didn't know we
happy.
could switch teams because I would probably take Megan as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was.
I'm going to steal Megan from Robbie.
My feelings are hurt, so it's okay. That's all right.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I was just trying to get some extra bonus points.
No more half points. This is where we're getting into the nitty gritty. If you were to go into an escape room with $1 million prize for escaping, what other couple in the neighborhood would you choose to go with?
So now I feel like this should be a unified answer.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is a single answer question. You're trying to win $1 million. That's what's on the line. Do you have a Jeopardy theme in there that we can play?
I actually do not have a Jeopardy theme. I need to get that on there.
It has to be a couple, sir.
Okay. Couple.
Yeah.
Can I do this? So I've now
Yes,
used.
that's
incorrect
fine.
grammar.
Yes, that's fine. But yes, it has to be a couple. Do you have a couple?
What if there's a really smart single man? I can't.
Then you have to put his wife. No, that's not a couple.
Okay. It has to be a couple.
It has to be a couple. You
Yeah,
have to go.
what's single man in
I
the
don't know.
hood?
There, two of us may be single later, but right now.
All right, Andres, who you got?
I got the lips.
Allison.
I put Natalie and John.
Oh, man.
Man,
Thank
favorites
you.
right in front of you.
I went with the Fagans just because that guy's like an engineering.
Time out. He actually went with Brian Fagan,
Just Brian.
and
did.
then didn't put Paula. So Paula, that's why I said
Fagan.
I'm sure Paula is also a genius. Look at the kids they bred.
She's a lawyer.
Yeah, she's smart.
Yeah.
Who's the physicist? You can't. I mean,
Abby
That's Abby.
Frankel. Actually, can I change my answer? Can I
Abby
pick Abby
Fagan.
Frankel or Abby Fagan? Sorry, Abby Frankel. You can come too. I'm getting them. There's too many. Their names are very
Natalie, who
similar.
did you pick?
they are.
I said the Johnstons because Megan and I are always on the same page. So
I was just thinking of people who are smart.
I like that.
I choose Abby Fagan and Abby Frankel. I'm changing my answer.
Still 0 points. All right, we're losing steam. 3 more questions. If your partner committed a murder and needed help cleaning up the evidence, which neighbor would they call?
Oh, well,
Well,
I think we all know who we should call.
Ghostbusters.
oh, what do
Wait,
you?
is this one?
what are you
answer or
implying?
two?
Yeah, this would be one because you're as a couple. It needs to be a matching single answer.
Just one person, though.
One person. If your partner committed a murder and needed help cleaning up the evidence, which neighbor would they call?
I'm all aboard the unified answer in this case, but I actually think Natalie would call a different neighbor than I would. But I
I'm
think
fairly
if-
certain she would too as well.
I think I would call someone different too.
yeah, I would. But I
So
know
there's
who
only
you're
going to be
saying,
3
so
people
I'm
that know
gonna go
about
with
this murder.
Yeah.
You, your spouse, and the person that you call.
yeah.
Allison.
Oh man.
You ready?
Wait. Just one answer.
One
though.
answer has to be coupled, unified answer. You're having a murder triangle, and so everyone's got to keep it secret. You got to be matched on the same page here. Blacks,
Fagan.
Brian Fagan.
There it is.
did you listen to the last podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
Where is it? Hold on. I think I got another one.
Yeah, there are dead bodies on my farm.
I put TJ.
Put Jenny.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Those are 2 completely different people.
Well, I had Josh, but last minute.
Josh wouldn't
between-
answer.
Yeah,
That's why.
he's
So,
unreliable.
I mean, Josh, if you call Josh, he's not gonna answer you.
Right.
so.
You'll be sitting there with that dead body for days before he gets back to you in the text message.
All right, neighborhood bias here. Which neighborhood kid do you think is most likely to
Oh,
end
no.
up internet famous?
Oh, okay. I could say he was a punk.
Famous. So just one answer.
I'm curious now. What did you think the question?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say which one do you think is the biggest punk?
Oh, did you have an answer ready?
No, that's what I was like. Oh no, now we're gonna get canceled for real.
You can write that on your board, and nothing will happen.
I have a pretty obvious answer.
The
Which-
neighborhood kid that's going to become most likely
Most
to become
likely to become
internet
famous.
famous.
You could preface it for good reasons or negative.
For good reasons or negative?
Yeah,
Okay.
you could do it both ways.
And this is a unified answer, one answer per couple?
I would venture it's going to be difficult for you guys both to nail this. It's going to be even more difficult if you guys split it up. So yes, let's go one single answer.
It is difficult, but I have an answer. And it's a logical answer.
Allison, do you have an answer?
I have an answer.
Let's go. What do you have?
Well, I put this answer because, and I said it's obvious because everywhere we go, everyone tells us we've got to get Everett on YouTube. We've got to get him on social media because he is hysterical.
Everett Zaya.
I should have put Everett.
Yes, Everett Zaya.
I put Dominic.
He wouldn't even do a punishment.
I know, but he's real quirky and stuff, and everybody likes him. But Everett's better. He's really funny.
I've never met him. I had the chance to meet Avery at the pool the other day. Nice guy. So since our kids wouldn't put us together, we did it ourselves.
What do you mean your kids? What?
Dominic and Weston practiced baseball at the same facility a lot and had never had the cojones to say, "Hey, Dom," this, and then actually like introduce us. So we had to do it ourselves.
Good work.
Yes.
Good work there.
Natalie?
She's changing.
I am. Last second, I'm changing. Okay. I'm going to go with Skylar. She's got a presence.
She does have a presence.
Mm-hmm.
I went with David Cohn. He's responsible for at least 20 of our 30 listeners. Man, we really flamed out at the end there.
You're really having a tough time.
Well, that wasn't really newlywed stuff. That was like, guess this person, that person. It wasn't about
We're trying to
couples.
see if you guys are on the same page. There's one last question.
Oh, well, all right. What are the scores before we get to the last question?
Well, we all haven't done diddly squat here lately.
They're probably the
so
same
I think
from the
they're
last
the exact
time.
same. We've got one. It's a 6.5 for the Zayas, and we've got 11.5.
What?
For the Blacks.
11. How do you get 4?
Is that what you have?
I think you forgot to answer
I
for us.
actually have 10.5 for the Blacks, but I'll take 11.5.
Okay, well then 10. All right, well here, this is for all the marbles right here. This is the bonus round.
So this is actually this comes down to this last question.
It's what is it worth? 5 points?
Every bit of it. This
I guess
is
it
the ball.
doesn't
This is
matter
for
what
the this is for the ball game, and it's actually not that great of a question, but bear with me. Which specific neighbor, other than your spouse, do you think would be the best U.S. president?
Wait, say it again.
Which neighbor, other than your spouse, neighbor and spouse, that cancels out, do you think would be the best U.S. president?
Is this also a unified answer we have to answer together, or are we going to answer?
If this is for the,
I think this should be separate answers.
yeah, if this is for the ball game, it's separate answers.
So
Okay.
who I think he's going to say and who I would say?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
This is for the inaugural love and marriage wrong way roundabouts.
And you said it cannot be like Natalie can't choose me, I can't choose Natalie.
Correct.
Okay.
No spouses. Neighbor. Everyone's fairly stumped.
Like having a hard time on who he would say.
I got my answer. I don't know for sure that Natalie's going to get this right, but I definitely have my answer.
We're gonna work our way around the room here, see how we're doing.
I feel good about this one too.
how
I
we're
feel like
doing.
if you can get your
Don't show
your
her your
head
board,
around
John.
it. I'm not done. Nope.
I
See that.
had your pick before my own. I don't know.
That concerns me that you had your pick for me before your own.
This is for everything. Okay, all right. Andres, holla at a player when you're done. John,
All right.
lead us off.
I think Natalie, if she could pick anybody in the neighborhood to be president of the United States, I think she would pick Megan Johnston.
I said Andres.
Andres?
I did.
He's not even on the board.
Yeah. He's been skirting his responsibilities for
this.
year now.
Big penis, U.S. president. This might be one of the best days of my life.
It hasn't worked out for the other presidents, so not very well.
All right, so Andres, because of the giant penis. Who did you think my pick would be?
I said Tim Arts.
Boom!
Laced it.
All right, we got a point.
320 middle of the fairway.
Tim, I would vote for you, sir, if you're listening. I absolutely want you to run for president.
Unfortunately, Tim.
Yeah, I truly would take him over any of the options we've had for about the last 8 years.
All right, so we need a 1.5 out of you guys to win this.
Oh, this is going to end
We need
in
1 point.
controversy.
We need it to be really close here. So
I think Allison would pick Paula Fagan.
Okay, no.
Mm.
I didn't.
I know, but
the demise of the Zays are down. Who else?
I-
Who'd you pick?
I picked Megan.
I put Megan
For me?
for me and you.
Oh, nice.
You guys fell just short.
Does
of
this
the
end
black.
in a tie?
What?
No.
That's a tie. We need a tiebreaker.
Is that a tie?
That's a tiebreaker.
Well, I think it's a tie because you took a point away from us when I was honest, and maybe I just missed a point.
I need a scorekeeper. I need official rules keeper. Let's see what else we have here. Which one did we skip?
The girlfriend one. That's
Oh, the favorite ex.
I want to hear the Grand Cascade story. That's very interesting. That's like that's over in Swanee. Like, what were you guys doing over? Like, that sounds like a good story.
Andres is trying to take his tie and leave.
So
Thanks,
does that
guys.
mean we got the victory?
Yes.
The
Yes.
Blacks
Yeah.
are the inaugural champions of the newlywed
The
game.
number one in your hearts.
Well done, babe. Good work.
I love you.
Now, Grand Cascades, what happened?
I love you.
Good job, guys.
So we had just gotten the Sienna van, and no, Grand Cascades. That was you were hanging out with your ex-boyfriend Justin.
I was. Yeah, it was the summer, and
He was not an ex-boyfriend at the time. They were.
No,
they
he
had-
was an ex.
I thought you had
boyfriend.
gotten back together.
No, we were just kind of, I don't know, summer fling with an ex. And so we were hanging out, and we were at the pool, his pool, because he lived in Grand Cascades. And we were hanging out one night, and John rolled up with a buddy of his, and I was kind of not looking to really get back together with this ex-boyfriend, and he was. And so then John showed up, and I was like,
not
"Oh."
looking to get together with your ex-boyfriend.
No.
What year was this?
I was more interested in you.
1999. Does that sound right?
Yes,
Yes.
it was 1999.
And anyway, so John showed up, and so I jumped out of the pool and went and sat and talked to him for a while and hit it off.
Oh, that's
Then he was
nice.
taking topless pictures of you with his Polaroid right afterwards.
It's true. Yeah, you're not far off. It was a whirlwind summer romance.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we ended up talking more over the next few weeks, hanging out, started dating, and then actually school started, and the ex-boyfriend was all mad that I didn't get back together with him. Like, John's only with you to get back at me because they used to be friends,
Oh,
but not like
that's
good
dicey.
friends.
Yeah, I
No,
got
they were. He was an asshole, so they weren't like good friends.
No, it's true. I did it exclusively to make Justin Bradshaw angry, and it worked. Look at me
So-
now, Justin.
It's like a running
still
joke
angry.
now. Yes.
I'm really just I'm digging in now, rubbing it in, Justin. You're gonna pay. We're gonna die together,
You should
Justin. What do you
send
think
him
about
this
that?
podcast.
I will. I'm gonna send it to him.
He still lives around somewhere.
He does. I see him at Costco.
you. Oh, really? You run
Yeah.
into him?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a middle-aged dad. I always laugh about like running into people from high school because I knew Justin, her ex-boyfriend. He was like long-haired, like the super baggy Jenko jeans, like the skater kind of punk style. And so I had dyed hair, pierced ears back in high school, listened to the punk music. And then, yeah, we both got like the guts running into each other, getting like 200 rolls of toilet paper at Costco, dressed in polo shirts, like just totally beaten down by society.
Aw.
Yeah, we've lost everything that made us unique. We give each other a nod, and I say, "I really got you, Justin."
All right, well, good job. Good job on the game, everybody. I'm out of here. Gotta go. I'll catch the rest
Are
of the
you
video
leaving?
story off the air.
I wanted to
And
make
as
a,
fast as I showed up, I'm leaving.
You don't
Thank
want to stay
you.
for local news?
Bye.
I wanted to make a quick note though. Jonathan is our first 3-timer on the pod.
The 3-time champion.
You got the
We're about to talk
Yeah.
about your birthday party.
Oh, have fun. See you later.
That was fun.
Mr. Jonathan Teague. What can he not do? Apparently not be TJ in tennis. Oh,
Oh, we should ask them about a date.
He looked
They
like-
haven't answered yet. They're
He-
both. I think they're both scared of each other.
he looked like he had things to do. He got the hell out of here. in a
Yeah,
hurry.
he does.
Looked like he had to go to the pool.
Mr. Jonathan Teague, game show host extraordinaire. What do you think, Andres? Is there room for Mr. Teague on the permanent staff of the Wrong Way Roundabouts?
He's making a strong case.
He is. He is. And we can pay him now. Like legally, we have our own limited liability corporation. So if Teague goes off the rails and, does something horrible, we are protected. He can't sue us.
Oh, okay.
He can sue the Wrong Way Roundabouts for all the money that they're worth.
Oh, but
which
not,
is-
not us as individuals.
No,
Okay.
we have no individual responsibility for his behavior. But we do have $100 on the line. That's what's up for grabs here.
We'll talk about that next episode.
We
The
can,
little teaser.
we could talk about it. So there is, believe it or not, Allison, we're coming for you. We're gunning. We have a sponsor. So
I heard.
maybe we'll hold the name off until the next episode, but we actually do have an individual that is interested in advertising on the podcast
Amazing.
due to our extreme reach in the Thorngate neighborhood.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. So this is step one. We'll be right behind you. We're going to maybe focus on TikTok since you've left that angle out. That can be where we can catch up to
Yeah,
you
for
finally.
sure. I mean, I still remember it's step by step. Like it's a ladder you're going to climb because I still remember the first $100 check I got from Google after making like 25 cents a month after month after month. So you can do it.
Did you cash the check or
I
did you
did.
keep
I was
it
so
as like
excited.
a
You remember?
memento?
I was like, oh my God, I made money. Like it's crazy.
What did you buy with
Well,
that
I think I
$100?
just deposited it into our
Yeah,
account.
the first check I want to cash it. If you could just give me one of those dollars, I want to frame it.
Okay.
Our first dollar, my first, whatever. Yeah, your own dollar.
Deal. So that was fantastic of Mr. T to come in and run the game show for us. Clearly, a couple bugs to work out. We won, by the way. I hope you know that there was no controversy. Their first answer too, Union Square. We'll come back to that.
Just because you don't know New York.
Yeah,
don't
come
hate.
on, man.
Well, you say it like the only thing in Union Square is Starbucks. I'm sure.
No,
there's-
that's not how it read or how it looked. Whatever.
She wrote Starbucks in Union Square. You wrote Union Square.
Well, that's because we met.
We
at
both
Starbucks
know the
and then
story,
we walked
though.
around Union Square. That was our date. I don't know why you got to hate on our date.
Natalie, please sit down straight.
Would you have given them the point if you were hosting, Natalie? Was that a matching answer?
I don't know.
Our
Because you didn't
story
say
matched.
Union. Did you say Union Square? You
No,
just
but
said
you
Starbucks.
can Google the Starbucks. It's in Union Square.
I thought
There's
Allison.
a ton of Starbucks.
Not in Union Square. There's only one.
I thought Allison wrote Starbucks in Union Square.
No,
I
she
thought
just wrote
No, I
Starbucks.
wrote
Oh.
NYC Starbucks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
The
But
funny
whatever.
thing
Ours
is,
was not right either, and you totally.
Well, you
screwed
guys
it
were
up.
had separate answers. All right, whatever. What were you
Our
gonna say?
answer was the same. You just don't know it.
so all right, we're gonna get into this later. I don't even remember what you're talking about. Are you talking about that Runaway Bride movie?
No, she's talking about Cascade Farms.
Great
Grand Cascade. Our first date. Anyway, all right.
That was not a date.
Neighborhood
When you
news.
hung
God damn it.
out.
We just lost a Southern Baptist after that.
Oh, I don't want those guys.
Yeah.
I had pool teague party recap. That was unfortunate because the weather did not really hold up for that. But still, we made the most out of it. Little party.
It
in the
held.
clubhouse.
Nice for
It
the pool
held.
party.
It held.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the party was fine. It was the Teagues party.
Oh, that
Right
food.
then.
That food was
The,
good.
the
It was
pool
on
party was
point.
good.
The Los
Oh,
Rios
the
food.
Los Rios was good.
It hit the spot after an
Was
afternoon at the pool.
Maybe you can get Los Rios to be your next sponsor.
Yeah. TJ's working on it. He's our COM.
You know,
Or
they-
CMO.
They sponsor Linden for football. So they do sponsor local.
Just Linden. They're like, this kid's a winner.
It's Linden and then one other football player because they can do one from Los Rios restaurant and one from the cantina.
I was actually kidding. They literally just sponsor Linden.
Yeah. Because
That's
his mom asked.
that's incredible.
Yeah. $500.
So what does he? Does he have to wear like a patch?
No,
or?
so he gets the
doing
money to go
commercials?
towards his football dues, and then they print like Los Rios, like she submits Los Rios as a sponsor to West, and then they print it like in some booklet or something.
Man, this is crazy. So now there are 8th grade kids. Look at what door got opened when we started paying college athletes. Now 8th grade Linden is getting paid by Los
Well,
Rios.
it's going into ninth.
Well,
It's high school.
it goes to like the booster fees. So he doesn't have to work as hard to raise the money selling candy bars and stuff.
No, it doesn't. It goes towards his actual football fees. So he has
Right.
to pay, he has to pay like $1,700 for his football to play football.
Right. But
Right.
he's not cashing in like a
No, and
You're
so
right.
now he has to pay like $1,200 instead of $1,700 because they paid $500.
All right. Well done, Linden. We
no,
will.
but I was saying TJ's our CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. He's working on like 4 or 5 different sponsors.
He said he wanted to be the CRO.
I know, but right now he needs to get promoted. He has to work his way up.
Have you read those emails that he copied in on us? He's very persuasive.
Yeah.
TJ's good at his job. He's a natural born salesman. So the pool party / teague party recap. What was better, the pool party or the teague party?
Well, the weather was better at the pool party.
Yeah.
But I think the food was better at the
Yep.
teague
Oh,
party.
that's good. It's a good synopsis.
I agree. Although I thought the
Summary.
food at the pool party is pretty good too. Chick-fil-A, right?
Mhm.
I
It's a
liked
lot
it.
of chicken.
All right. I did mention there's like nothing going on in the neighborhood. We go into these quiet periods from time to time, and we're in one. So I'm borderline making up stories. So There is a garage sale this weekend that Mrs. Allison Zaya will be hosting. What days are you holding your garage sale?
It will be Friday the 13th and Saturday the 14th.
Very good.
8 a.m. on.
And what do you got for sale? Anything good?
We have a lot of stuff.
Everything, man. Everything.
We have a robot vacuum. It's a good one.
We have a ton of clothes. I have a random old suit. She has a ton of her clothes. Got some shoes.
Lots of kids' Under Armour clothes. Very pricey.
Like a lot. It's crazy how
Lots
much
of
we pulled
toys.
out.
If you have kids under 8.
Natalie, would you be interested in buying that robot vacuum?
No, I sold ours at the last sale.
See?
Yeah. Do you guys know why we sold our robot vacuum?
Why?
Would you like to tell the story, my love, that I had my first day at Grand Cascades with?
Did I grab the dog's tail?
You don't remember this? London pooped on the floor.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
I remember that.
That's not why I sold it. We now don't have London, so we don't have a shedding dog anymore, so didn't really need it.
You
And it got
seem-
stuck under the couch all the time.
You seemed pretty pissed though when it
Oh,
ran over
that
the
happened
dog poop.
twice.
Yeah.
That it ran over dog poop, and I had to like clean it with like toothpick.
Ew. We didn't get one that has the mapping, like the house mapping on
Yeah.
it. So it would just go like random. It's like not going everywhere. Just super random.
Well, that's what
So
ours did
It
too.
was like,
Yeah.
I would rather just vacuum everything.
So we got a robot vacuum, tons of kids Under Armour. If you have kids under 7, we got some toys
Yeah.
in there.
Some furniture, some shelves, some chairs, whole bunch of everything. Really good stuff. Good price.
What's your estimate? What's your over under on this garage sale?
I have no idea.
And what do you normally make?
I've only ever had one garage sale the whole time I've lived here.
So I will say this, you know how like you're the social media master. You know that's your playing field. You
Yes.
got everything going there. This one over here, Natalie Black, this is her ball game.
Okay.
She understands yard sales. Every single one clearing $600, $700, $800.
Amazing.
I don't even understand. We don't even have crap to sell. Are you like stealing some of this to build an inventory? I don't know where it comes from.
I don't know either. You just keep searching around, you find stuff.
Yep.
Like every time you have
I know.
3 clothes racks full of clothes.
I
And I'm
know.
like, I've been wearing the same underwear since
It's the kids.
2009.
The kids grow.
The kids grow out of their stuff, and
And you have a boy and a girl, so you can't reuse the clothes.
that's true.
You should start. Actually, I think I'm onto something here. I was saying this partially as a joke, but now I'm for real. You should start an Instagram or a TikTok where the market is not yet cornered. And you should talk about how you set up garage sales and give some tips on there. I actually bet that would take off.
That would take
that would
off.
be a
There's
good
probably like she was saying, there's always not some niche, but you can get in there if you're
Yeah.
good at it.
Yeah.
I've said before because we have a friend Stacy who's like a borderline hoarder, and so she's always saying like, "Need to do a garage sale," and she's like, "Come do my sale for me, and you can keep half the money."
You should.
That could be a whole thing too.
You could be an agent.
You could work
Good.
with like an organizing business, someone who's like an organizer, and then you could be like the person that sells the stuff that they clear out when they organize.
Then you could finally shut down your OnlyFans.
Or
No,
you could post that stuff.
That's
on
just for
OnlyFans.
fun.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where I'm getting my yard sale. I'm not really selling stuff.
So you're BSing me. None of that. It's just all for show.
Yeah.
You made
She's
like
just putting it back in the house.
I'm just pull it back out again.
No
Another
one
sale.
knows how big.
look, I made $23,000. I'm like, oh my God, you're so good at this. All right. So that will be the morning, I assume, of Friday and Saturday.
Yes,
I'm going to do
correct.
my best to get this out. So at least we can hit Saturday. I think it's doable.
Okay,
It's
great.
achievable. We haven't
If
gone off
not,
the
just
rails.
edit it out.
We haven't gone off the rails too much
Yeah.
yet, but there's still time. And then the other thing I had on here where I'm making up fake HOA news because there's nothing going on is that Andres is in fact going to join the HOA. I'm just going to keep bringing this up every week, Andres, so that you can't back out of it. When we have our annual meeting in September, October timeframe, you putting your hand up?
Well, I put my name on the slate. I got outvoted because I wasn't present.
Did you? Was your name
Yeah.
in the running last time?
Yeah, but we want to talk about this on air.
Yes. All right, we're returning to air. Turns out we should not have discussed that. So you will not have seen that wrong way roundabouts, audience. But you are still going to join the HOA this time.
It depends who's on the board, but I mean, yeah, sure. I'm
He
off the
did-
PTO, so
He
I'm
did
done.
tell me he was joining it.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't want to be with like 6 people I don't know. At least, preferably 2, at least, but at least 1.
Why are you off the PTO now?
I need a break.
What? Tell us more.
No,
What
I
do you
just need a
break
break.
from?
I'm done. I don't want to deal with
He,
it.
he
I mean, I'll
only,
help.
he only did it for Austin's
No.
years through elementary and middle school.
No,
and now
I was
he's
there
like,
with They're both there during elementary time.
Yeah, I guess at the end.
So we know who the favorite child is then.
No.
So if you need a break, here's the only thing that I'm like, I don't get. If you need a break from the PTA, what did we just establish?
PTO here.
Which I get. It certainly seems like if you're going to take a break, just take a break, man. Sit on your ass, play tennis. Don't get in the. I am at. You know what? I've been the one pushing you towards this. Don't join the HOA. Take a year off.
All right.
Because once you get in there, you're either going to do absolutely nothing, which is several HOA members. I won't name names, but we all know them, especially people on the HOA. Or you're going to do everything, which is like the Robbie Johnston, Ed Hines model. So
Yeah.
it's a coin flip. It's a tough one to get into.
I thought you were going to say it's like Scarface. I try to come out, but they pull me back in.
That happens too.
Yeah.
That's why John Teague is on the board again right now.
Isn't it The Godfather?
I can't remember which one. I thought it was Scarface, but maybe you're right.
It was The Godfather.
Oh, okay.
I was going to be polite, not call you out, but yes,
Sorry.
that was not Scarface. That's it. If I missed anything in the neighborhood, ladies, gentlemen,
No, like, well, you said earlier, it's kind of quiet, but it's the
calm
calm
before the storm.
because it's summertime. You know, it's about to blow up.
No fights at the pool yet.
No fights at the pool yet. You know who. Moving on to local news. Here's the big local news that everybody, but most especially Matt Frankel, has been waiting for. BB's Bagels will be reopening.
Also, our son Austin has been waiting. It's his favorite restaurant.
You know what's funny though? And they're good. I'm not going to say anything bad about BB's Bagels, other than they clearly burned their own restaurant down. But you, Allison, in one of the Facebook posts, had recommended that place, the Bagel Hole.
Yeah.
So we went there for Mother's Day. Actually, I went and I got bagels from the Bagel Hole on Mother's Day. Natalie and I think that is better than BB's Bagels anyway.
Yeah, they're really good. Like but I think they're the same, really. Like for me, it's like they're the same. For Austin, BB's is better. I think it's a wash. They're both very New York style bagels. So, but you can't find those bagels anywhere else, really. Yeah. A couple places in Alpharetta people recommend, they're not the same. So
you're right. The style of bagels is difficult to get. Yeah. There's only a few places that are doing like that true New York style bagels. But I think the Bagel Hole, I agree with Natalie. They're softer. They feel like fresher. Maybe I went there on a great day and they just nailed it that day. And I'm not saying anything negative about BB's again, other than they burned down their own restaurant. But BB's are always like a little bit tougher, but they're good. They're good bagels. But the Bagel Hole, soft, delicious. And I heard they are actually opening a second restaurant.
Oh, I heard that too. Where though? Do you remember?
It was somewhere like way south in the county. It was further away from us than the current one is. So I was like, I don't care.
Really good. We've been going there since BB's burned down and really like it.
So BB's is reopening though.
Do you have a date?
No, there's no date. The Forsyth County News reached out to them, tried to get them to comment on the story, but they did not return FCN's inquiry. But they do have a storefront and they have their logo already on the glass. So things appear to be popping off. So I looked it up. So if you want to go to the new BB's Bagels for our friends that are local here, it was obviously off McFarland Parkway. It is still off of McFarland Parkway. You'll get off at that exit, but now it's off of Shiloh Road. So basically, if you're going south, you'll make a left. You will just barely pass the, what the hell is that one? Is that the Halcyon? You'll make a left on Shiloh Road. And then it's in like a weird industrial park. It doesn't seem like a great place for a restaurant, but BB's, I think, has got the cult following that people will come anyway. If you build it, people will find it. They'll get there.
And I think they did say it was like a temporary location. That's what they said online. It was temporary.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm. They said they were having a temporary location until they could rebuild the one that burned down.
Interesting. It took over, I saw this on there. There was a news article about it. It took over a space that was previously occupied by a bakery called Zamboango Bakery, which I had never heard of. This was a bakery that was entirely keto. That's all they did was keto treats. And who would have thought it went out of business? So anyway, this keto exclusive bakery went out of business. Unfortunately, I'm sure very, very nice people, and BB's is taking over their spot. I started digging into Zamboango because I'd never heard of it. Probably also related to them going out of business. The marketing, they need TJ on the marketing. He could have certainly bolstered them. But yeah, they're a keto bakery. But I did have to laugh because I ended up finding the Instagram account of a guy that owned Zamboango Bakery. And, it's a nice, polite message to the people that loved the bakery, but it was also a very clear message of a lot of you guys claim to love Zambo Wango Bakery and thought we were awesome, but nobody ever bought anything.
Aw.
So if you really want to support your local businesses, how about instead of like liking my post on Facebook, you actually come purchase something? Like, it was a pretty direct message. He was polite. He was very eloquent. It was like a well-stated message, but it was a clear message. Like, there's a lot of posturing and, like kind of just bullshit cheerleading online where people claim to love things, but then don't actually support it. Those messages like, you guys love small businesses. You claim to love small businesses. Come out and buy something rather than just saying things online. So that's how I feel. If you really love Wrong Way Roundabouts podcast, yeah, come just give Andres and I cash at the pool.
I feel the same way about my blog. Like, if you really like me, maybe you should make
Oh,
Just
shots
kidding.
fired over at Natalie. So
I'll send you
Zambowango.
some soup recipes.
There you go.
Oh, yes, please do. What's the best soup recipe you have?
Oh, I think this creamy cauliflower soup. It's so good. It's like potato soup, but it's with cauliflower. It's so good.
Oh, it sounds fantastic.
I also
Alrighty.
have the copycat Olive Garden gnocchi
Yeah.
soup. It's really popular.
If you have also, although, and I got to be careful what I say, you make a fantastic broccoli cheese soup. But if you got anything in the pocket there, that's probably my favorite.
That's
I have
really
a
good
really
soup.
good like healthy version one. But if you like it like really creamy and really cheesy, I know.
Yeah. This is not like the Zambowango bakery.
Right.
I want it
The
full
Kizo.
of cream and
Yeah.
cheese. I want to
the
take
best.
weeks off my life with every bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one at Panera is so good.
Panera is good.
Yeah.
This Potbelly place, I was telling Ellie this the other day. There's a sub chain. I guess it's up north. I was in Virginia when I had this.
Do you think Virginia's up north?
You know what I mean? Whatever.
No. Some people are like, well, Virginia.
You're right. It's not the north. I suppose it is. I don't know, kind of the south, but near Washington D.C. I'll go with that angle of it. And they had this chain called Potbelly there. Have you ever heard of this place?
Mm-mm.
Maybe, but maybe not. I don't.
So it's like, think,
It's
Jersey
like-
Mike's, Firehouse Subs, that sort of thing. But they had broccoli cheese soup that I got some, and it's, I'm not trying to act like there's some tiny Zambowango, small business. They appear to be a big corporate enterprise, but it was probably the best chain broccoli cheese soup I've ever had.
Nice.
So we need to get some Potbellies here. But yeah, so BB's, it'll be reopening. I do not know when, Allison, and it's in the same general vicinity. So make a left on Shiloh and you'll see them.
It's interesting because on their social, they will not comment when it's opening either. Like, people ask them all the time and they won't say. So.
Right.
Just waiting.
In other local news, so there's a movie filming here in Forsyth County, and really everything about this story was kind of interesting, funny to me. The movie is called Blood Money 2, and there was an article on the news about it, and I looked through it. It looks like something our children would make. I mean, it's about as low budget as it gets, and it's, as I mentioned, Blood Money 2. So I'm like, well, where's Blood Money 1? I'm going to look up for the podcast, like, what were the IMDb ratings? What reviews did it get? Blood Money 1 has never even come out. It was never released. They allegedly filmed it last year, although I'm wondering if this is some sort of like insurance write-off scam. But allegedly, Blood Money 1 was filmed also locally in Forsyth County, but they never released it. So what the producers are looking to do is film and produce Blood Money 2 and then package them together to sell them to, certainly not Netflix is going to buy this, some Z tier, like, the free streaming apps that are on the Samsung TVs. It'll be on something like that, I'm
Tubi?
sure. Right. Exactly. But why this is interesting, aside from the fact that there was no Blood Money 1, you know who's in this, Andres?
Oh, I see your note now.
Our buddy Wham Bam, the podcast man. He is a guest appearance. He was in the pictures too.
How did you find all of this?
I just went to the Forsyth County News website. It was on there. It was one of their main
And
articles.
they specifically said Wham Bam.
Yeah, they linked to his podcast. That could be
Oh,
us.
That could be you.
Yeah.
And then some other more bum podcast starting out can talk about us at that
That's
point.
right. That should be our goal. We should get to the point where somebody is talking shit about our podcast, much like we do Wham Bam's. Although I will say that we're way behind on this feud. We're gonna have to get our act together and start doing something creative to poke the bear there. But Wham Bam is in the movie. You know who else is in the movie, Natalie? Troy Brumbelow.
Oh,
He has a guest appearance. He is a coroner in the movie. And
interesting.
the Forsyth County News interviewed Mayor Brumbelow. and asked him about his experience. And he made a joke about, it should win an Oscar. Seems like a funny guy, Brumbalo. I don't know how you pronounce it. Andres will correct me and I'll apologize next week. But yeah, The Mayor is in Blood Money 2. It's possible nobody will ever see it. They never released Blood Money 1. But they're going to try to finish this. They'll package it together and sell it to the built-in apps on the Roku. See what happens. And then there's another one. I got 2 more quick local stories here. There's this one. I'm going to try not to be cynical about it because it actually did sound impressive. There is a 17-year-old student in Forsyth County. Did I write the name down? No, I did terrible. I didn't write the name down. But this girl has come up with some sort of novel breast cancer detection method, like an early breast cancer detection method. I see a lot of these sorts of stories across the internet in general, and they're all usually kind of bullshit, right? Like they didn't find anything novel, or the things that they did were, not applicable in any sort of real scientific field. But apparently this girl's was, and she's being like flown out to Sweden for some sort of award ceremony, and it shows a lot of promise and is based on this like nanoparticle research that this 17-year-old girl has engaged in.
Is she a Fagin?
She's not. So in my show notes, I wrote that we need to have Abby Fagan on here to comment about whether or not it's legitimate, because I bet you she would be able to dig into it and tell me if this is true. But this girl is winning international awards for this breast cancer detection method. She's here. She's a local in Forsyth County. And the interesting thing is that she wanted to go to clinical trials. I didn't know this, but she is not legally allowed to because she's not 18 years old. So she's going to be getting into some sort of clinical testing once she's of age to do it. So pretty impressive stuff out there. So we'll keep an eye on her. This one seems legitimate. And then the final thing, Andres, your hero, Derek Dooley, he wants to run for Senate.
Where'd you get that? That he was my hero.
Just because the Georgia connection.
You think about Vince Dooley?
Well, Derek Dooley is Vince Dooley's son.
Yeah, but yeah, he flamed out at
Tennessee.
I forget where he was, Tennessee. Well, and before actually he was all right at was he in the Monroe or something?
I don't know. I only did limited research on Derek Dooley and saw that he was a coach at Tennessee.
He's all right. Before we wrap up, I don't know if Natalie saw these yet. I know Allison hasn't. We'll see what they think of these.
Paint a word picture, Andres, for our.
So Fagan was on 2 episodes ago. He told us about these mini cows that are like all the rage now. Look how cute these dogs.
Oh yeah, John.
Oh, they're a
this.
little.
They look like Hamilton, but
Yeah,
cow.
they're like mini cows that are like big. That are like all the rage with like people that own farms now. Because Paul was telling Brian about this, and he told us about them.
You know what though? I feel like it's a little misleading.
Yeah, like a pet.
To say that they're miniature cows. Like I know that they genetically are miniature cows, but when I think of a cow, I bet you this is almost anybody in America. If you say, paint me a picture of a cow, draw a picture of a cow, they're going to draw a picture of the cows on like butter, packets and milk bottles. And that is a large animal with, brown or black spots, and they're mostly white. That's what I think of when I think of a cow. These things look like small, adorable dogs. Like they're furry. They've got cute little ears and like the black nose and everything like that. A cow, as I think of it, is very utilitarian looking animal. This thing is a straight up pet.
They look like a buffalo.
Yeah.
They're furry.
I wonder if they have horns. Does a miniature...
I think the Highland.
The bull should.
Natalie, would you buy one of these things?
If I had tons of money, I would. But
would you go to the Fagan farm to pet one of these things?
oh yes,
Even with all of the risk associated
that's
with
what
that.
they should start a petting zoo.
I think it's just meant to be for the family, because we did ask Brian if he was planning to turn Fagan Farms into an enterprise, and he said no.
Well, they should do like a kids party.
Yeah, he said there was they have a name for the farm. I forgot what he said.
Love and Legacy Acres.
Jasper, Georgia, right?
No, Cherokee.
Cherokee County?
Cherokee, I don't know. He said Cherokee, Georgia, wherever the hell that is.
All right.
It's not that far away.
I thought he stayed in Forsyth. But no, Ball Ground. That's what it was.
You're
That's
right.
in Cherokee County.
So Ball Ground.
Oh, yes, so.
The city in Cherokee County. So you don't have any concerns about going to Brian's farm?
Not with that. So cute.
All right. And Andres, you're going to vote for Derek Dooley next year? He has a clean slate, Derek Dooley. It'll be interesting to see what his record is.
Yeah. Yeah, I
what he
should
comes
wait
out
to hear
on.
what his positions are.
And then that was it. Again, a little bit of a slow news week in Georgia. I did actually subscribe to yet another paper. I got to be like the one guy in the state of Georgia that has multiple newspaper subscriptions. So now I have an AJC subscription.
Nice.
'Cause I
The
need
Metro.
Yeah, I need to expand into the metro area because if you look at Forsyth County News, it's like the same 5 stories are on the front page for like a month. So I got to get some additional context to look at. So, but that's it. That's all I've got for local news.
You didn't
Andres.
tell them that our picture.
What?
That's true. Yes, the back of our heads was in Forsyth County News.
Oh, during the water? No.
Yeah, it was for the meeting that we had, or well, that the city had for the neighborhood that's being built next to
Oh,
ours.
really?
So we attended the meeting, and the Forsyth County News photographer was placed to the back and to the left, and you can see the back of our heads in this photo.
That's
Kind-
awesome.
So that's it's you two, Kim, on doing the water balloon fight. Frankel, Ben, a lot
I
of
also-
celebrities in this neighborhood.
I also was in a newspaper recently. I don't know if you saw when I posted about it.
I did not. Tell us about this.
It was in the New York Times for my website, Domestic Superhero.
No, I didn't see this.
Yeah, I posted it. Yeah, my ad company actually featured a handful of bloggers on a spread on like page 6 of the New York Times. So
how did that? Did they perform like a phone interview or a Zoom interview or anything like that?
it
Or
wasn't an interview. It was
Okay.
just basically like these are some recipe bloggers
Yeah.
like that we service, and it's a campaign about fighting AI taking over recipe development and just copying recipes. So yeah, it's a campaign for that. But it was
did
cool.
you know the other bloggers?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It was cool. But they sent me my network. They sent me like it framed and everything. So my picture's there and it's cool.
So you're explain this network. What does that mean when you say my network? What network?
So
are you
the
in?
network that provides ads to my
Yeah.
website, yeah, they're called Raptive. And so it was them that did the interview with the New York Times.
So they sent you like a framed picture of the article and everything.
Yeah, with like my picture in it and stuff. So it was cool. It was like, I never thought I'd be in the New York Times. Like, that's cool.
You know, that had not occurred to me. We're gonna have to go back to Andres. This is what I'm talking about. AI is gonna be the end of everything. For bloggers, that's got to be a very serious threat.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, for AI. And now, have you seen the Google VO, the video generation?
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah. I mean, aside from content, you can emulate people now at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, it's dangerous and it's scary, but we'll see what happens.
We need to do something about it. Actually, no, I'm not going to get into the terroristic threats. A lot of bad things going on in the U.S. I won't even joke about blowing up the Google data centers. I will not do it. But seriously, Andre, this is what I'm talking about. Are you losing some of your optimism, sir?
We'll see. Well, yeah, we don't want to go to a 1 hour diatribe on this. If we could just wrap it up.
Okay. So the only thing I had nationally, and I haven't paid any attention to this, it seems like things are not going well in Los Angeles, which I've never been to Los Angeles. From what I hear, sometimes it's not very nice there on a good day, but it must be really terrible right now.
Seems very out of control.
Yeah. Has anybody actually kept up with this? Andres, I feel like this is usually your jam. You're tuned into the modern news, the zeitgeist.
I guess from what I've seen, that it is very like it's not as widespread as it looks in the news. It's just more like pockets, but the pockets are a little wild.
Yeah.
Maybe mainly the downtown area. And then they instilled a curfew yesterday of 8 p.m. And then I think it's a lot quieter.
So are the Marines out there? That was the last time I had looked into this.
Yeah,
Was that there was a talk about the Marines being deployed.
I think they were originally going to send 700, but then I think it's up to 2,000.
And this is where I get out over my skis in terms of legality. But, and I think this is also a crux of the debate, but we're not supposed to deploy armed forces domestically, right? Isn't it? You're supposed to have like martial law at that point. You need to declare a status before you can deploy troops domestically.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. Because I mean, they have the National Guard and LAPD out there, but I think the Marines are just technically just protecting them or federal buildings. They're not actually patrolling yet, technically.
Ah, okay. So maybe it's some sort of edge case workaround for what we're going with. All right. And then Diddy still seems like it's not going well for him. I saw a couple more updates, none of them positive. So I don't think Diddy's new album is coming out for a while. Did I miss anything? Are there any big national news stories that you guys can think of that are not on the notes?
RFK, he didn't he dismantle his whole CDC advisory panel and put in 17 new people in?
Yeah, wasn't it specifically a vaccine advisory
That's
panel
right,
too?
vaccines. Yeah.
So I don't even know what his intent was. Is he like anti all vaccines?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Wow.
Or he tries to skirt around it and say, "Well, I'm not going to tell you that, but I think it's implied."
See,
I don't
now
know.
I can actually, I'll put on my my partial conservative hat. I actually get a lot of the reluctance and hesitation around the COVID vaccine just because of the circumstances. I'm not by no means am I on the side saying like, yeah, there are some crazy people that like it's a a death weapon. Like there are people that got the vaccine, they're all going to die. Nothing like that. And I think if I had to guess, if I had to put money on it, I'd say the COVID vaccine is probably fine. But just the rapid development, I think it's difficult to understand what potential long-term outcomes are there. And I got a COVID vaccine. I'll go ahead and put my hand up and say that. But all that to say, I understand and I get the reluctance or the hesitation to jump, arms wide open into the now multiple COVID vaccines that are being recommended. But where I'm getting like shocked is like now we're regressing on vaccines like polio and measles, things that have for many decades, eradicated diseases like that. And I don't understand why there's a backlash on vaccines in general. I mean, these are things that General Washington was doing, 255 years ago with soldiers up in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. And now all of a sudden we're thinking all vaccines are bad. It doesn't make any sense to me. Certain ones, okay, I guess some hesitation, but to just dismiss an entire vaccine advisory panel, I don't know what that means, but it sounds scary.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Andres, we're going to have our second show in a row. That's only 2 hours. I haven't been able to derail us. I'm going to have to really dig deep next week to find a topic to go off the rails on.
To go off the rails?
Yeah.
Longer than these?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We can do it. We can break 3 hours. We've not officially broken 3 hours yet.
I like the shorter ones because then they're concise and the editing's you turn them around quicker.
Sometimes. But I would very much like to thank our guests, our lovely wives, Natalie Black.
This is way overdue. We should have had the wives on way before this. We've been doing this for a while. This is our 15th episode.
Yes. We did talk about it. Remember when you and I were in the championship? That was the original intent, was to have like a live kind of family versus family affair. But we didn't do it. I don't even remember why we didn't do it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But it is long overdue, and I'm very happy that you guys joined the podcast. I'm a little disappointed to learn that you, Natalie, have an OnlyFans.
You like to start rumors.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I'm disappointed is she's not sharing any of the proceeds with me. She's literally laundering them through these fake garage sales.
Because she's been doing all the laundry.
Yeah.
What if I sponsor you on my OnlyFans?
Okay. We've set the precedent now. It's
All right.
$100.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to need $100. But thank you for joining, my love. I'm glad we were able to win that game. We deserved it, especially after the Union Square controversy. And Miss Allison Saya, thank you very much for joining us on our podcast. I think my only ask is, could you listen to one of the podcasts?
Yes.
Give us some tips.
I will.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing the secrets and the tips for your social media success. We certainly, and in all seriousness, do aspire to achieve a fraction of your success there. And we're going to bug you and harass you for tips because you very much know what you're doing. It's impressive. It's impressive how successful you've been. I would say it's even more impressive that you've done it all yourself. You've not outsourced this. You've not hired somebody to run your social media, to set up your websites. I'm a true self-made businesswoman, and congratulations. You've done a fantastic job.
Thank you. So nice.
Andres, did we miss anything?
No, I think that was good.
All right.
I thought you were going to say one of those little dismissive sentences. Andres, you're here too. Thanks. Because you were saying how awesome they are. You missed the punchline. You usually throw me a little jab.
I mean, it was actually, if you think about it, kind of a brilliant Sopranos-esque punchline. I just didn't mention you. Man, now everyone's giving me dirty looks. I didn't have anything good there. And let's be honest, both of our wives are the better halves of us, Andres.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we appreciate you guys being on. Hopefully you will return in the future for the Love and Marriage sequel. The Zayas are going to be out for revenge. John,
We're
Teague,
gonna
and
be
I.
scouring our Facebook posts as 2010.
Yeah.
Make sure we know what's up. Oh, it's 2008 technically.
I will work with Mr. Teague to iron out that scoring system. Lots of controversy with half points on this, but it all worked out.
And
in
maybe
the
the
end.
rounds need to be like
Yeah.
tiered.
Yes.
And
Oh,
also
the easy
about us,
question.
not the neighbors.
Yes. Did you come up? You came up with those questions.
No, I didn't. That was Mr. Teague. I sent him the framework of a game. I thought it would be funny to do something like this. Then we back and forth a little bit, and Teague came up with that himself.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, ladies, gentlemen, thank you for coming into the studio, and we'll see you again soon. Signing out.
See ya.
Thank you.
Now we're singing this tune to avoid lawsuits. NFL execs got me quaking in my boots. Sorry, Sir Elton, it was just a joke. Jon and Andres don't want none of that smoke. It's the wrong way roundabouts.